How do we get this country back? Because on American Sunrise, we try to focus on the optimistic. So everybody knows about what's going wrong in America now. How do we get it going right?
Well, I think I'm doing the battle I can do in my world, I mean, I don't know if Andrew Breitbart was the first to say it when he said politics runs downstream from culture. The culture is being run by Hollywood, and Hollywood puts out the things that they put out. You see their agenda in their movies. And pardon me for saying this, but I got to tell you, I got to give Top Gun a thumbs up.
It was great.
Yeah.
The movie was phenomenal. There was no weird sort of...
I've been trying to get Karyn to go. She hasn't gone yet.
I'll tell you, I just saw it 2 nights ago. I took my whole family.
Original.
It was amazing. And thank God another $300 million movie from Hollywood doesn't have the agenda pushing stuff that they normally put into it. But
look how amazingly popular it was.
Amazing and popular with everybody across the board. So I'm doing movies like that have love and hope and faith and laughter and freedom and all those kind of things. And we have 3 of those coming out over the next 8 months and 2 documentaries done. I just got back from Israel. So I did an Indiana Jones
I remember you said you were going there.
I did.
I saw you at Club 45.
It was about the Ark of the Covenant and the Tabernacle. It was pretty fascinating through archaeological digs.
Where will people see it?
That will be out in November in theaters. And I've got 2 movies coming out that I directed both of them. One is with John Ratzenberger and Lou Gossett Jr., true story called Miracle in East Texas. It's about 2 con men that went through Oklahoma and Texas in 1930 at the heart of the Depression that would woo widows out of their money on fake oil wells. They would sell 500% of the shares and then go to the next town, declare a dry hole, move on. They strike oil in Kilgore, Texas, enter the Hunt family. That's how Lamar Hunt became so wealthy. He bought up all the worthless shares. We were in jail at the time because the guys that we played.
So
John
it's based on a true story.
It's based on a true story. John Ratzenberger, Lou Gossett Jr., myself, Tyler Main, and Sam. Sam did an amazing job.
Oh, I'm sure.
In it. And then we had another one. People know the Left Behind books. They sold 80 million copies. I directed the next one that's just coming out in around November, December called Left Behind, Rise of the Antichrist. And it's a wonderful movie based on those books that people love so much. And the other documentary is, I narrated, I love the title of this, it deals with the Last Supper called Eating with the Enemy. Isn't that a great title?
Eating with the Enemy.
It's kind of cool.
You teased that to me when I saw you in person last. Explain to our audience what that means in practice in the documentary. Give us a tease.
What, Eating with the Enemy?
Yeah.
Well, you think about it, you think about Judas and Thomas, of course. But everybody, when Jesus was being crucified, they said you were with them. I don't know the guy, man. People keep thinking the disciples were these 80-year-old guys. These were like 20-year-old dudes that are going, Jesus is a cool guy. This guy's Jesus, So people don't realize these guys just freaked out and got scared. Yeah. But it's pretty interesting. People love it. I did a documentary with the same group before, and it was a #1 documentary 2 years ago on Amazon, believe it or not, dealing with it's called Before the Wrath. So it deals with the second coming. It's pretty fascinating.
What about Reagan? You've been talking about that.
Did the Reagan movie. I loved it. Dennis Quaid plays president. I play as pastor. And I think it's going to come out not till January now because it's a very long movie covering his whole life. So it's pretty hard to get it done in 3 hours.
Is that going to be full-length movie in theaters?
Oh, yeah.
Or is that,
yeah. All these movies will be in theaters, I just mentioned.
Well, I just don't know nowadays, Netflix, Hulu, it could be anywhere.
No, you're right. You're right. They put big budget movies just on Netflix. They throw millions at these, television series they're doing.